Oh, sorry. Welcome, everyone, to the Puck Drops here. Peter Fifitt here. This is a really late episode. I apologize. I've just been caught up with work and homework. I've been very tired also on YouTube watching videos because sometimes we have to have a break and get entertained. But I would have a video every day. Sorry. So this is day 23. It's the second to last day. And also, I didn't stress this. I was almost going to do it tomorrow just because of how unimportant today is in the realm of things, especially playoffs. There's four teams playing today. There is one game that probably would be hugely important before the suspension, and also now it looked like it would be important, but as the playoff picture is shaped out, it's not at all. We'll go through that. Anyway, my usual spiel, everybody, please be safe. Take care of yourselves. You should definitely, absolutely be home now. It's something. Oh, let's say hello to Logan. Will I upload the 2014 conference finals? Yes, I'm in the process of doing so. I tried to upload it twice today. It kept on telling me it's not. If it disallows me from doing it anytime further, then there's something wrong with my storage on my computer, and I have to go fix that. But it should today or tomorrow. I've already made it, and I'm already working on the 2013 one. After the Stanley Cup final videos, that'll be some time. I've got a really, really special video coming up for you guys. Usually I would make it a secret, but I couldn't keep it. So I'll tell you what it is. It'll come right after the Stanley Cup final videos, right before a Western Conference video that I wanted to do. Since a lot of YouTubers I find out there are making videos of players scoring big goals, playoff goals. Marlowe was hard to find, but what I'm doing is everyone's a fan of this player. It's all of the playoff goals, including when he was a Philadelphia Flyer. That'll be coming up in a few months, of Justin Williams. So Mr. Game 7, that'll be all playoff goals scored by him. That will be one coming up. I'll try to do some other players too. I know Haywood Forty's very good at that with the Detroit Red Wings. I am a Devils fan, but I'm not sure where I'm going to lean on that. We'll cross that bridge definitely when we get there. But yes, Logan, excuse me, the video, the 2014 is currently uploading. It will take its time. Right now, it's telling me that it will be uploading to YouTube in about 69 minutes. We'll see if that's totally true. Right now, that's around 9:32, so it should be around 10:40. I'll check back in then. If not, I'll fix that. Now let's get to the. Actually, no. Before we were going to get to the scores, I did want some NHL news and something to look at. They scored the empty netter in Game 7 of the 06 Cup Final against Edmonton. That was a big goal. Yes, that will be one of the goals in there, but it's all playoff goals scored by Williams. Scar goal will be probably the fifth there. Again, look out for that video. Won't be coming for some time, but when it will be coming, it will be huge. I originally wanted to do a Patrick Marleau goal video, but you can't find. But Patrick Marleau's played for so long in the playoffs, you can't find every Marleau goal scored in the playoffs. I might actually do a Marleau goal video on that he scored on most of the goals that I can get, but I'm not sure about that. The NHL news: K'Andre Miller of the New York Rangers, who now plays for the Hartford Wolfpack. He is a mixed racial player, also a black hockey player, and unfortunately, on his highlight film, there were some comments on a fan, I assume, or not a fan, a heckler, constantly calling him a derogatory. It's ridiculous that we still have to talk about it, but we do. And the game is no no place for it. There should be some reprimands, percussions on this person. But Keandre Miller has thick enough skin. He'll move past that. Maybe you don't move past it. It still sticks with you, but you just don't let it mentally affect you, and you let your play do the talking. And I think Keandre can do a very good job of that. I don't want to be blasted for this, but I know I'm making a comparison of Keandre Miller as a player to Joel Ward, and maybe some commenters who watch this video go, "Oh, because he's black." No, not because he's black, just because of the way he plays. But when I watch Keandre Miller and I look at the way he plays, I see Joel Ward. And let's go through how the history of Joel Ward was. Joel Ward was a player who was drafted as Chicago Wolves. I don't remember exactly what team ended up drafting him, but there was a team that did draft him. And when the Chicago Wolves drafted him, a lot of teams did think he would end up in the NHL. But he had great playoff games in the American Hockey League in 2007, 2008, 2009 and regular season games against the Milwaukee Admirals, the American Hockey League feeder team of the Nashville Predators. He kept on beating them that he was a waiver type trading player in the AHL, and the Admirals went up and got him, and he was a great player for Milwaukee, a fringe guy, and then a starter. And he was able to move up all the way to Nashville. He played great in Nashville, scored huge playoff goals against teams like the Blackhawks in 2010 and the Ducks, and was probably the best Nashville Predator in the series that they ultimately lost to the Canucks. And obviously moved on to Washington, got a big contract, was a huge playoff player, scored the Game 7 overtime winner against defending champion Boston Bruins, also got the same issue with the racial epithets from Boston, moved on to the Sharks, played in the Stanley Cup Final, and still found a way. I think he still plays hockey in Europe, I believe. But the way he plays with the grittiness that Ward played with, the thick skin on and off the ice, the type of shot he had, the resilience, I see that with Keandre Miller. Keandre Miller is going to be a great player for a long time. So if he just continues to play his game on and off the ice and doesn't deal with this ridiculous, horrible things that's going on racially, he will be fine. So the Rangers have drafted Joe Ward in the rough. Absolute awesome player. So there's that. Let's go to the scores today. Not too much. Columbus played Carolina. The Hurricanes won in overtime. A goal of Sebastian Aho, a 4-3 win. The Kings battle Anaheim and goal with the captain Getzlaf, a 5-4 win for the Ducks in overtime in Anaheim. Let's do a quick read through in the standings. Boston has 118 points, 81 games played. They're the President's Trophy champs. Tampa Bay 106 points. They're second with 81 points. They've clinched, so is Boston. Toronto has not, but they're close. 96 points, 81 games played for them. Florida has 95 points, 81 games played for them. They are the second wild card spot. The Canadiens have been eliminated from the playoffs. They have 82 points, 81 games played for all of the teams behind them as well. The Sabres are 75 points. The Senators with 65 points, and the Red Wings with 46 points. The Flyers have won the Metro with 107 points. They have 81 games played for Philly. The Capitals have 104 points, 81 games played for them. The Penguins have 101 points, 81 games played for them. The Rangers have 94 points, 81 games played for them. Also, the Islanders, Penguins, and Caps, as well as Philadelphia, have all clinched playoff spots. Philadelphia has won the division. The Rangers are in a hunt. They're in a tie with whoever loses the race to the Atlantic. 91 points. They're eliminated with 81 games played. The Blue Jackets, with their overtime loss to the Hurricanes, 90 points. they are the only team to have finished play in the regular season. So they are done. They're ready for their offseason. The Blue Jackets have completed their season. The Devils have 78 points with 81 games played in 8th place. The Blues with 108, also with Columbus being done anyway, they will finish 7th in the Metropolitan Division. In the Central, the Blue Jackets have 108 points and have played 81 games. The Blue Jackets, also Carolina will finish number 6, Devils number 8. It's already been clinched of seeding of where they will play. Same with 5, 6, 7, and 8 in the Atlantic, and Boston and Tampa. In the Central, the Blues have 1 point edge on the Avs with 108 points, 81 games played for St. Louis. The Avalanche have 107 points, 81 games played for them. The Stars have 96 points, 81 games played for them. 3rd place in the Central. In 4th place in the second wild card spot of the Wild, 91 points and have played 81 games. The Jets have 88 points, 81 games played for them. They are in they've been eliminated. So has Nashville with 86 points and 81 games played for them as well. The Blackhawks also have 81 games played, and the Blackhawks will finish last in the Central Division in 7th place. In the Pacific, the Vancouver Canucks, the 3rd team also to win a division, have 98 points. They've played 81 games. So is Edmonton in 2nd place with 95 points, have played 81. The Knights have 94 points. They've also played 81. Calgary, who sit in the first wildcard spot with 92 points, the first wildcard spot, have played 81. The Coyotes have 85 points. They're eliminated, have played 81, as well as Anaheim with 75. San Jose with 69 with 81 points. The Kings with 69, 81 games, had 81 points. LA with 69 points have also played 81 games. One thing also to notice, the LA Kings and the San Jose Sharks, who are playing tomorrow against different teams, LA against Dallas, San Jose against the Ducks. Look at those games especially. There will determine the 3rd best chance and the 4th best chance in the lottery, and the only other lottery picks, meaning both of those teams cannot drop all the way to 15 in the lottery, which I'll touch on a little bit. Let's talk about today's games are very anticlimactic. Tomorrow's games will be the climax in the last day of the 2020 regular season. Chicago plays the New York Rangers. Oh my God, I didn't even realize. The St. Louis Blues play the Colorado Avalanche. So if Colorado gets a point, if St. Louis gets a point, 109, Colorado 109 as well. Actually, if it is, because Colorado would also have that point advantage. Whoever wins tomorrow's game against Colorado and St. Louis will win the division crown, and even more importantly, will win the best record in the Western Conference, home ice throughout the Western Conference, and a possibility with the Philadelphia Flyers on home ice throughout the entire playoffs against any team not named the Boston Bruins. So winner of that game will win that. The Rangers host the Chicago Blackhawks. Rangers on a sliver trying to get into the playoffs. The Jets are in Arizona. Both teams are eliminated. It's just draft chances at this point. The Boston Bruins host the Carolina Hurricanes. Boston's already won the President's Trophy. They're just kind of resting up. Carolina's already been eliminated. Philadelphia plays Buffalo. Now the Flyers can't get any higher in the Metro, but a win, not a point, but a win would a win would stake them as the second best record in the NHL, gathering home ice over Tampa and home ice over the winner of the Central Crown, and also the second team as well. So Philadelphia has a lot to gain there. Buffalo has nothing, just trying to stake some claim in for the draft position. They're at home there. Detroit again has already clinched the worst record, best chance in the lottery. Tampa has a few things going for them. Well, actually, one thing going. With the possibility, they cannot get a better record than whoever wins the Central Crown, but they have a possibility to have home ice advantage against any other team from the Western Conference than the two top Central teams, and also home ice against the Flyers and any other team not named the Boston Bruins. So there's that. The Devils play the Islanders. Islanders have a chance to get into third place and play Washington, depending on their result with the Devils. And also Pittsburgh is in Ottawa. The Penguins play the Senators, and Ottawa can play spoiler, see where the Penguins and the Islanders will land against two bad teams, and who will land in Washington and who will land in the city of brotherly love. Montreal playing Toronto. Toronto trying to clinch a playoff spot with at least a win. If Toronto gets a point, not just a point though. Not just a point, but if Toronto beats Montreal, the Maple Leafs will clinch third place in the Atlantic Division and will have a date with the Lightning. If they get a point, they'll clinch a playoff spot. Florida also, let's look at that whole thing. If Florida wins, and Toronto loses in any fashion, Florida will jump into third spot. But then if Toronto loses in overtime or a shootout, they'll both go to the playoffs. Just Toronto will be in Boston, Florida will be in Tampa. The Panthers will need a point to move on. Is there a chance that Florida gets a point and Florida actually is at the point where they still have a point advantage on the Rangers. So if Florida gets a point and Toronto get a point, they're both in the playoffs. The Rangers would have to win and the Panthers would have to win to both get into the playoffs. Right, the Rangers would have to win, and one of those two teams, either Toronto or Florida, would have to lose in regulation. The Rangers host Chicago, Florida hosts Washington, and Toronto hosts Montreal in the greatest rivalry in the sport. Nashville hosts Minnesota. Minnesota needs a win and a Calgary regulation loss to become the first wild card spot and face Vancouver in the playoffs. Calgary needs a point to play the Canucks in the playoffs. The Oilers also are in Calgary in the Battle of Alberta. Edmonton is in the top three. Edmonton with a point will have home ice for at least one round. Vegas play in Vancouver. Vegas and try to see if they're third or go back into a wild card spot. to the first wild card spot. They'll need I believe, a point or a win to do so. Dallas plays Los Angeles, and Anaheim plays San Jose. If San Jose gets a point, no, let's look where LA is. Hold on a second. I had to look at that. With 69 points, 71. If the Sharks, if the Kings win at all, the Sharks win, the Kings get a point. The Sharks will get the better chance. If the Kings win at all against Dallas, San Jose's Ottawa pick will be the third best chance in the lottery. San Jose hosts the Ducks. The LA Kings host the Stars, who can't move up or down. So we'll look into that. That'll be tomorrow. Definitely have a very interesting stream on that to talk about. This video wasn't as short as I expected, but it was very fulfilling and very interesting of things to go through. So I also apologize for saying things a lot. I'm a little tired. My memory's running dry. But definitely, yeah. So, also saying so. Hopefully, everyone will watch tomorrow's video. I'm extremely excited to film that one. Everyone, keep your eyes peeled, keep your ears on edge, stay safe. Can't wait for that video tomorrow. Hopefully, that can be the best entertainment possible for all of you. And stay in your house, stay safe, do the right thing, don't act like an idiot, and happy hockey, everybody.